I'm gonna show you one of the secret places in Padua that you have to visit. A perfect one-day trip from Venice. Padua is very famous for its street art. You will not find crowds of tourists. A modern city should look like this. Prato della Valle is the largest piazza of Padua and one of the biggest piazzas in the whole Europe. And people of Padua, local people, like to come here and enjoy the nature, the beautiful landscape they have here. They would usually play some sport or just have a picnic or just relax. And this is what I like a lot about this place in Padua in general. There is this atmosphere of friendliness and community that I really enjoy. And I can already see some people here just enjoying their day. And there aren't many people yet, because I think probably because it's quite early now. However, I remember from a few years ago when I came here, it was full of people and it was very special. Today, however, there is a market. I have seen flowers before, so I guess it could be a flower market, but I'm not really sure. And yeah, there are quite a lot of people just walking around, not enough people here on the grass. However, it's still a very peaceful and nice place. Let's go and explore it. There are 78 statues surrounding Prato della Valle, and these are the statues of famous Italians, famous historical Italians and ancient Roman people. And actually there are lots of channels, as you can see, because we are not far from Venice, and Padua could be a perfect one-day trip from Venice, or just, you know, a stop when you are on a road trip around Italy, going from Venice somewhere else. There is a very peculiar museum in Padua that I highly recommend you to visit, and it is called the Press Cinema Museum. And it is a fantastic place, especially if you're passionate about cinema and photography, because it tells you the story of what was before the cinema, of shadow puppet theaters, of the early photography, and all of the methods that were used in order to create it. And it's really interesting because you can see all of the old machines to create it, and I think it is a place to be visited, especially with little children, because you will show them. I think probably you remember the kids' toys where they were projecting you various images or various mosaics, and I think it's a fun way to explore some basic physics and basic objects to young kids in a fun and entertaining way, showing them how early cinema was created. Guys, can you see this statue? This is actually the artwork of a very famous Italian Renaissance sculptor, Donatello, and I'm sure you've heard about him before. And this particular statue depicts a Renaissance condottiero and once the governor of Padua, known as Gattamelata. However, the most important and interesting thing here in Padua, well, one of the most important things here in Padua is this basilica. Can you just see how huge is it? It's really, really big. And this is the Basilica of St. Anthony, who is a very famous Italian Catholic saint. And he was born here in Padua. And this basilica, where he is buried, has become the symbol of this city, with lots of pilgrims coming here every day. And just look how huge is it. And I think its size and how enormous is it just depicts the importance of this saint to local people and to all of the people who are coming here. So regardless of your faith, I think this is definitely a religious symbol to be admired a lot. Just look at it. It's really beautiful and very impressive. Guys, now I'm gonna show you one of the secret places in Padua that you have to visit if you happen to be here. Now guys, have a look. This used to be one of the oldest Renaissance theaters. Oops, sorry. Now you can have a better look. So this is one of the oldest Italian Renaissance theaters, and you can still admire occasional performances here, concerts and theater shows. And I think it is fantastic. Just can you imagine assisting to a show in this place under the open sky with the stars shining above in such an old and spectacular structure. I would like to visit a show here one day and maybe film it for you too, who knows? Guys, can I have a look at this? Padua is very famous for its street art, and you can find so beautiful street art everywhere here. Just walking around the city, you can suddenly find something like this, and you know, it gives so much vibe and so much character to Padua, and I love it because I don't know, it just looks like a cute decoration, and the city looks more festive with street art like this. This is so beautiful, and if we see more street art like this, I will definitely show you. I will now be looking everywhere for more street art. Padua is immensely cute, and you will understand it now. Look here. Guys, I love it. It's so beautiful. You just walk around the city and you just find these places that are immensely cute, that are so nice. And I'm amazed by the amount of really spectacular views in Padua, right in the city center. You don't need to travel anywhere far to see the splendid architecture or to enjoy the nature. And how can one not love it? I think Padua is definitely a must-visit place for you if you travel around northern Italy. Absolutely. Now I'm looking for the house of Galileo, which should be here somewhere, although I can't find it yet. I don't know if I have to look for something. No, it doesn't look like it's here. It's here, guys. So it's basically here, sorry. I guess this is the right house. Although it is not available for visits, but we can have a look from outside, so let's just have a look. And it's such a shame that you can visit it. I think the House of Galileo should be a landmark, should be a museum, and you should be able to visit it. It's such a sad thing. Anyway, you probably don't know, however, Galileo used to live here and have 3 different houses. And this is only one of them, but there is one peculiar thing that was in common for all of 3 houses of his, and it's the fact that all of the 3 houses had a garden that Galileo used for his astronomical observations, and just because he loved being surrounded by nature. So I guess somewhere here inside there should be an internal garden, and I'm so sad we can't visit it, but you know, at least we found it. Another thing I like about Padua is the amount of portici here, because it reminds me of Bologna, and I think it gives you perfect shelter from the sun, and the sun is shining, as you can see, and it's very hot today, so we're lucky that there are portici. Padua is also home for another ancient university, the 2nd oldest university in Italy and the 5th oldest university in the world, and it is the University of Padua. It was founded in 1222 when a group of students and professors from the University of Bologna decided to leave the University of Bologna in order to search for more academic freedom. So they moved to Padua and established their own school, their own university, which was quite similar to the University of Bologna, but still quite different in the ways they were approaching academics. Similar to Bologna, they taught law and some artistic disciplines like philosophy and rhetorics and medicine. And the peculiarity of this university was that the students here were divided into 2 student groups known as nations based on their origins. So there was one nation for Italian students and another nation for international students, and I think it's quite fun because it reflects basically the way the things are now. When there are local students, there are international students, and the international student body is huge in both University of Bologna and the University of Padua. And in my opinion, as I feel it, as I see it, these 2 universities not only are the oldest of Italy, but also some of the most diverse, I think, because there are lots of international students. They are very famous abroad, and I can see so many people coming here still to Bologna or to Padua, and it's a beautiful thing because it gives a diversity to the city. It makes the city feel as a very young and very international, and this is what a city should look like. I think a modern city should look like this: to be young, to be vibrant, and to be very diverse. I love how lively the city center of Padua is, with lots of people walking and enjoying their days. It's Saturday actually today, so it's quite understandable that there are lots of people. However, if you want to visit Padua, just keep in mind that... Sorry, I was curious to see what was going there. Because we're in the university area, there is the university right here, and something looks like it's happening there, I'm not sure. Anyway, just keep in mind that if you want to visit Padua, you will not find crowds of tourists, but you will find a very pleasant atmosphere with locals and students walking everywhere, music playing, and it's a perfect city if you want to spend a day or more here. Also because there are lots of art exhibitions and museums, as you can see there. Let's go and have a look what's going on there. Guys, I can see a very beautiful courtyard here. There used to be the exhibition of Van Gogh, however it is over now. But anyway, just have a look at how beautiful this place is. I hope you can see it because it's fantastic. Just look at the stairs and how nice, and it looks very antique to me, in a good sense of the word. Now let's go and explore this place. This place is called Palazzo Bo, which is one of the main palaces of the University of Padua, and I can see from here that it's spectacular. Look at this university courtyard. Oh, there is a store of the university. Also guys, this place looks very familiar to me, and if you've seen my video from Bologna about budget travel in Bologna, you've probably seen Archiginnasio di Bologna. And I think it looks very similar to that place, with all the coat of arms of students and professors. And tell me in the comments if it looks familiar to you too, because for me it looks very similar to Archiginnasio. Guys, it's one of the hottest days this week in Italy. We are still living through an African heat wave, and this day is probably one of the hottest in this heat wave. So if you come here in summer, make sure you know how to cope with the heat, because it's really, really hot now. Anyway, I think Padua is a perfect place for students. Padua and Bologna are probably two of the coolest places for students who want to study in Italy, and it feels here because it's full of students, full of young people, and I like it. I think Bologna and Padua are definitely, hands down, two of the best options for you if you're prospective students looking for studying in Italy. Tell me in the comments whether you'd like to be a student in the University of Padua, whether you'd like to live in Padua, or whether you'd like to just visit it, because it is a very nice city. It's very calm, very peaceful, but also very vibrant, and this is what I like. I think it's a perfect balance between being active, being young, but also being quite calm and not very touristic. As promised guys, I found more street art for you. I think it's very cute, just look at it. Guys, if you want to save some money when you are in Padua on food, You can try piedineria. This is basically a rotolo, but it's generally a piadina in this particular form. And it's very typical Italian food, although it's not particularly typical for the Veneto region. It's more typical for Emilia-Romagna. However, you can still have something like this, and it will be a cheaper option if you want to travel on a budget. Still, it will be very good, and I'm sure it is good. Let's try it. It's very, very good. I have the one with prosciutto cotto, which is a ham and brie cheese and salad. You can have a look. And I would say that this is a very good option for a quick lunch when you're in Padua. As many other Italian cities, Padua of course has a very peculiar bridge as well, and I'm now going right there. There is a bridge which is called Ponte della Morte. Ponte della Morte means the bridge of death. And there are three legends linked to its particular name, because it is particular. You don't really walk around seeing lots of death bridges, and it sounds quite creepy. Anyway, one legend says that this bridge over there is called like this because this area in the Middle Ages used to be inhabited by criminals and assassins, so this bridge was quite dangerous for people passing by. Another legend says that in 1422 this bridge collapsed under the weight of a crowd of people, and lots of people died back then. And the third legend says that it is simply called this way because there is a cemetery nearby. I don't know which legend to believe, because I think all three are quite probable. Anyway, now it doesn't really look as deadly, and I think it's actually cute because there is the channel, there is this very cute road. I don't know if you can see it, but there are flowers over there, and I think it's very nice with all these colorful houses and all the greenery, and it doesn't look like a dangerous area, and it doesn't look like the bridge of death. It doesn't look deadly at all. Let's have a look what's here. Guys, it's very nice. You know, apart from the heat, which is terrible today, there is nothing deadly about this place. It's really nice and very calm and peaceful. I like it. And that's it, guys, for today. I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to put a thumbs up, comment and share it with your friends if you enjoyed this vlog, this walking tour of Padua. Also, if you're new here, welcome to Dramatically Expatic. I post regular videos about travel around Italy, conscious travel, budget travel, basically all things travel, as well as some videos about expat life in Italy. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button to get the notifications of the upcoming videos. Thank you for being here and enjoy your day!